Can we just talk about how all of these award shows have been just so petty and messy back to back? You had the Oscars with Will Smith talk about keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Yo.
And now you got this shit. It's just getting crazy. They about to be like, let's make the Oscars white again.
Yeah.
Let's make the Grammys white again. Let's take it back. This is not it. It's not it. Beyonce getting the country album of the year. No.
Like they
Trump
really
about to shut down the Grammys now.
He said, how dare you give Beyonce the country album?
This the kind of beat to go. This the kind of beat to go. This the kind of beat to go. Rock, top, top.
Blah, blah, blah. Welcome back to another episode of the Petty Headquarters. I'm your host, Tiana Locke, and this is
Jessie Strange.
And we are back at it again with another video. Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Yeah, we're gonna be a little bit more open this time.
Yeah, we're gonna be chopping it up today.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot to catch up on.
There's a lot to catch up on that we're pretty much gonna just summarize into one whole episode.
Exactly. Right? So if you're new here, welcome to the Petty Headquarters. This is a pop culture podcast where we cover reality TV, Zeus Network, Hollywood, all that shit.
Right, exactly. So if you're new, just grab your snacks and get ready for your fucking dose of mess, bitch.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's just dive into today's episode.
Yeah, I do want to say before we begin, though, that you look lovely today.
Oh my gosh,
you
girl.
look so cute.
Thank you. Why do you always have to? Yo, you're mad extra.
What?
Like you're gassing me.
Oh
like
my
chill
God.
out, chill out.
Okay.
Not too much. Not too much. Thank you though. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's get ready to dive into today's episode. We do have some interesting topics to cover for you guys today. Overall, we're going to be just basically scoping the scenery out when it comes to looking at the music industry and asking those questions that I feel like no one's really asking. Like, is there a shift in, what the music industry is looking for now? Like, are they actually being more open to talent now? Did Kendrick Lamar create that kind of revolution for the industry? And we're just going to be talking about that and talking about, recap a little bit of the Grammys and, cover some of the artists that are just up and some that are kind of like phasing out.
That's kind of how we got here, right?
Right.
Was talking about the Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
The Grammys was like messy.
It was messy. It was a lot going on.
Let's talk about how Kanye and his wife, what is her name?
First, Bianca.
They weren't
even invited.
No,
and then they showed up
weren't.
and then they tried to kick them out. Like, I don't even know what the fuck happened with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was so confused because 1 minute I saw Kaisen Nat on stream fucking meeting Kanye West, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Kanye got kicked out. Like, what the fuck?
I know.
So messy. But didn't they break up? They're not together anymore.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Oh my God, I can't.
Because Kanye's...
yeah,
he's his own...
For the longest time.
Oh yeah, that's right. He went on those tweets that rant.
Oh my God. I don't think Kanye is a human anymore. And that's a crazy conspiracy theory. I think they took over his body. They did shit in his brain. I don't know what they did. They did experiments on Kanye, because how you go from George Bush don't like black people to this with the Nazi shirts, with the whole thing with Elon. Like, it's just really ugly. Like, everything he said was ugly. Even talking about Diddy and the whole Cassie situation, just very fucking ugly. Mm-hmm. That I'm like, you know what? For the longest time, I'm not going to hold you. I was a Kanye fan, and I was like really trying to still, support the music only, right?
Separate the music from the character.
Exactly. For the longest time, I was on that, which I'm sure you guys have seen in past episodes that I am biased when it comes to him a lot of the times. However, I don't know if I could keep doing this with Kanye, bro. Like, I can't. Like, those tweets, like, everything was just so disgusting. And then him talking about Kamala.
Yeah.
Like, it was so weird.
Objectifying women per usual.
OD. be like? And I'm just like, you know what? Y'all really got to start listening to his lyrics and take that shit seriously because the man has issues.
Yeah.
He's off his meds.
Well, no, he's on too many meds because he paid $1.8 million for a Super Bowl commercial. Okay. And the Super Bowl commercial was him with the gas mask tank. He looked high off of the gas. Okay. And he was just like, go to Yeezy.com. Looking crazy, looking like a crackhead.
This nigga don't care. He's a billionaire. He don't take nothing serious no more. He really don't. He literally said that. I got mad money. I could talk my shit. And like literally when he was on Twitter going on a rampage, like, you know, he said that.
Yeah.
He said, I could do that. I'm rich. Like, you know, and
yo, these rich
not
people,
for nothing. Bro. Yo, what would you do if you, yo.
If one man cannot have all that power. You know what I'm saying? Because look what happened. He knew. He felt it.
He did. And now look at him just acting a fucking fool. Even me saying this still feels like I'm still making a little excuse for him, which I'm trying to notice that and get out of that because he is not a good person.
No,
he has a lot of
abusive.
issues. Yes, and he has a lot of issues. And it's like, yes, you're talented, but I don't know. He's been doing a little too much where I'm like, you need to be locked up. Lock him up and throw away the key.
He's sick.
Yeah.
Yes, he's gone. The Kanye that did College Dropout
is no longer here.
No.
This is Ye. He took out the con, okay?
Yeah.
This is Ye now, bitch. Like, fuck. Jeez. So yeah, his ass got escorted out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And while his wife came in naked.
Yes, that's right, that bitch.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know why people were so shocked about that because Rihanna went to the Met Gala naked and she looked
went
good.
naked?
Yeah, she had on pasty. No, she didn't actually. She had on a nice sheer dress. This was like years ago. She had on a nice sheer dress with the little diamond headwear and like a fur little shawl. And it was just a thong and it was a long sheer see-through thing. And that was it. And she looked gorgeous.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, nobody, people still talk shit about her, but she looked gorgeous to me. Bianca just looked tacky and classless. Like she looked like a prostitute on the corner. That's what he has her dressing like, a prostitute on the corner.
Yeah, like
to basically satisfy his own fantasy and his own needs for wanting to constantly fuck the porn stars and these models that he see on IG. Okay?
Yep.
And that's a fucking problem.
100%.
That's a problem.
100%.
I'm over it.
100%. Well, speaking of the Super Bowl and all that stuff, Kanye, Kendrick ends up winning 5 Grammys for Not Like Us, which is crazy because, you know, with the whole Lucian Gray UMG versus Drake and, you know, him trying to silence them, it almost feels like, of course, it has to be a little bit coordinated, right? Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, you know, maybe Kendrick would have won maybe 2 or 3, but to have all 5, it was like, yeah, you know what, Drake? We hear you like I'm young, you know what I mean? We're gonna make sure you're gonna get slapped in the face with this damn song. So anyways.
Yo, they being petty? You think they being petty? The Super Bowl and the Grammys, I just feel like it was petty, bro.
It was so petty.
It was really like, what? How should we rate that? Like, we gotta rate that. We gotta rate the shade.
You gotta rate the shade.
Yo, we have a petty meter, y'all, on a scale of 1 to 10. How would y'all rate the Grammys on the petty meter?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like it was so petty.
1 to 10, 10 being like petty.
Yes, 10 being petty, the highest of petty.
I would totally rate the Grammys was like a 9, but the Super Bowl was definitely a 10.
Oh my God, the Super Bowl. I feel like the whole Drake Kendrick beef is passing 10 at this point. Like, I don't even know.
Meter's breaking.
The meter is breaking. The meter's broke. Like, that's the highest. I don't ever wish to achieve that level of pettiness.
No.
Which is crazy because this is the petty headquarters. I know you do, though. You're that petty.
I am. I'm trying to be better. I want to reach an Omarion level.
Me too.
You know, that's my goals. But I am very capable of being very that petty. Like the fact that Kendrick literally looked in the camera and said, "Hey Drake,
hey Drake, yeah, like
hey,
say Drake."
Yo, why did he look like that?
Diabolical ass smile. Like,
Yo,
why the fuck did you
real.
smile so hard?
The annoying smile, too.
Like a corporate commercial smile. Like, I can't even do it.
Nah, I can't do it either. It was like he looked at
his
camera.
soul.
Yes.
Like, why did I feel attacked?
I felt the embarrassment. I was like, yo.
Right.
That's crazy. So yeah, that I feel like was super petty. And I think also Kendrick is a little bit of like, he's always very strategic with everything, right?
Yeah.
So, the whole, everybody, there's so many videos out there with the deep dive on, his symbolism and his performance, great performance. And, there is another side of people that say, oh, it was boring. Or they've seen better, but there's a group of people that are saying that, anyway.
Right?
So,
exactly.
So
we're not gonna say anything.
But everybody's entitled to their opinion because Rihanna's was like, but you can't compare the two. Hip hop is hip hop, right?
Well, Rihanna's was great because she hasn't come out with a fucking album or a damn song in years.
Yeah.
So of course, when we saw her perform, it was like,
that's true.
Oh my
it
God.
added that effect.
Exactly, because she hasn't come out with anything. Hers was still great. Phenomenal. Yeah. But I still think this was also phenomenal in its own lane.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's just a different category.
It's a different genre for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not going to have like pop dancing in a hip hop song. But it was great.
But they always talk shit. Because even when Beyonce performed the Super Bowl, they talk shit too. Those category of people, what we're talking about. They always talk shit every fucking year about the Super Bowl. Like, they're so mad.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I liked that, at first when I was watching the performance, the necklace, the A minor, at first I thought it was super shade. So I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw the A minor sign, I was like, what? Chain that Kendrick was wearing. I was like, you're being a little too petty for me. Like, you're supposed to be the enlightened one. Now you're just playing a little bit too much into it. But then turns out I was wrong. It was a double meaning. He knew that people were going to think that's what it was, but it's actually a brand that he owns called PL Lang or something like that. I don't know. Don't get it. It's his brand, and they use that little minor A sign as their.
What are the odds, though?
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
What are the odds?
But
he always does that. But he's always done that with his music and in his lyrics. And I feel like people are only catching on now because now y'all happen on the wave. But me being a Kendrick fan for a very fucking long time, I've known this about him. Like, there's always been, symbolism in his lyrics. All of his performances actually always have symbolism, some type of meaning involved, always some type of imagery, always just like talking about real issues happening in the world today. Like, he's always been the type of guy. Right. So the fact that people are so confused and just talking shit kind of annoys me, but that's that.
The performance was pretty dope. And a lot of people picked apart like how just all the symbolism. He had Serena Williams coming out and do the Crip walk.
Yeah, I love that.
Dance,
I enjoyed
whatever.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know why people were talking shit about her,
and it was funny because there was a lot of articles that I guess they, how they love to do that propaganda shit. They love to push a narrative.
Right.
And you never know. It could be from somebody's team pushing a narrative. Let's just say Drake is mad, right? Like, he's gonna have people pushing a narrative with their connections, but a lot of people were saying, oh, Serena Williams is just a bitter ex that wanted to get back at Drake or something like that. And to the point where she really had to address it on her Instagram. Did you know that she did that?
No, what did she say?
Oh, she basically said that the reason why she went and did the Super Bowl was because Kendrick had hit her up and was like, we've been meaning to work together for a while. What do you think about dancing in the Super Bowl?
I didn't know that Serena actually said something about that. I didn't think that she would even come to the internet at all to clarify anything, but that's how people were just doing the most. And then you have like fucking Drake fiends that are just gonna talk shit, talking about wasn't that good, she's a bitter ex. But like, I don't understand look how long ago they dated. Like, what the fuck? True. Like, it's not that deep. Well, and they didn't even really like date like that for it to be that deep.
It's only deep because Drake had mentioned her in a song. in the lyrics. Did you ever hear the song?
Yeah, I did. But also, I just feel like that's something Drake would do.
Right.
So they're like projecting on that onto her. But I feel like Drake is the type that will do something because he's still bitter over Rihanna. Like, let's be for real.
Yeah, he seems to always come for whoever.
Women?
Yeah. Like in his song "Give Me a Hug" recently, he came for Joe Budden's co-host and one of the girls. I don't know her name, but yeah, and it's like again, you won't even say Joe Budden's name, but she'll say her name. Yeah. And say that I can't fuck with you because you fuck with a dick sucker or something like that. That's like some of the lyrics, yeah. Basically dissing Joe Budden, but using her. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, he's weird.
I think he's weird, though, because I feel like it's almost like this bitterness that, you're so mad that everybody else or these people that you want to talk shit about have a home to come to. And just think about it. Drake don't got a home. He takes pride in, like, fucking having all these women and shit like that. So it's just like, no wonder you're coming for women. You're so mad that you can't really, your home is empty, bro. At 40 something, right?
That's deep. But I mean, to go back to the main point that, the question that we had, like, I know you had asked, is the industry now, being more open to talent and creativity? Because, Doechii, I've been a fan of Doechii before she blew up. So I just think it's interesting that now people are like, oh, who is this girl? She was randomly put in her faces. Oh, she's not that good. This is what won a Grammy. She's mediocre and dark skinned. They're giving her sympathy awards. Like, first of all, shut the fuck up. One, two, I know you've never listened to Doechii, because if you actually listen to her shit, you would take all that shit back.
Yeah,
you would
100%.
take all that shit back. You probably heard one song and you just thought she sounded stupid on it. That one fucking trending song, right? Denial is a fucking river, whatever. You heard that shit and then you probably just thought, oh, this is it. No, bitch, she been had hits. Like, I feel like one thing for Doechii is like, she has originality. She has creativity. She has bars. And she's honestly been in the industry for a long time, like about 4+ years. She's not like Ice Spice, who just started her shit and then in 2 years, all of a sudden she's in everybody's faces. Like, she's been around, but I feel like the problem is that people probably thought she was someone else, or like her voice or her sound, they thought it was Victoria Monet, like for certain songs, like what it is, oh, what's that's Doechii. A lot of people don't know that that's Doechii. So, it's just a lot. Like, I feel like she has a lot of hits, but people just don't know the name. They'll probably hear it on TikTok and be like, oh, this is viral on TikTok, but like, that's Doechii, bitch. Like, come on. Like, you guys are not with it. Y'all are really not on it for real. But shout out to her. I was really proud. And, her performance, of course, stellar storytelling. Like, even like, her music videos for, her new recent song. Like, she just really knows how to captivate that storytelling and creativity within her lyrics as well as her singing, which I feel like a lot of music is missing nowadays. Mm-hmm. People are just looking for what's going to make them a quick buck. Right. And you can tell even with the record companies, right? The record labels. So I just really think that, she's great. And she really has the whole package: singing, dancing, rapping, breath control. Like, come on now. She's really an artist. Like, you guys really, y'all don't know. But, to answer your question, because we had talked about this behind the scenes and we didn't really talk about it.
Right.
So the question was...
Well, because I noticed, right, that there was a lot of I was wondering if there was a shift in the music industry and what is going to be in now. I feel like everything comes in cycles. So like at one point, lyrics and hip hop was important. Right. We had Biggie, Tupac, that whole era of hip hop where lyrics mattered, right? Nas, storytelling mattered.
Yep.
Nas, right? Exactly. A bunch of hip hop artists. And then you saw a shift of just like
mumble rap.
Then from the SoundCloud rappers, it went to the TikTok sound where it was just instant, fast, 2C slide,
instant gratification.
Yeah, very lazy but catchy music.
Yeah,
and there was no real creativity into it, and that's how Ice Spice. That's how we got Ice Spice. 6ix9ine. Who else you could consider like. All these momentary rappers. Mm-hmm. And now you're starting to see recognition for the art again, right? So you see Kendrick getting recognized. Right. You're seeing Doechii getting recognized. You're seeing Billie Eilish. Was it she or what? No,
she's always fucking recognized.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That don't count.
I guess.
Sabrina Carpenter.
That's a good one.
I mean, but she kind of was already recognized.
True.
She kind of was already recognized.
So you don't think that there's a shift in what's happened? Because like, okay, and what made me even question it even more was the fact that Drake just released his new album with Party Next Door.
Right.
And, you know, it's doing well for someone who got into a fight and is in a lawsuit with UMG, is not being pushed the way it normally is. I mean,
he's still trending. Of course it's going to be doing
right,
well.
Exactly. Even though he's trying to say that, you know, they're blocking his success. But you don't see the numbers the way you see it with Kendrick. So I'm just curious, like, are we currently in the middle of a shift of where maybe art matters more? We're looking for the next big thing, because then you also have The Weeknd. The Weeknd put out
his album was
an
good.
Insane album.
Yeah.
You had Bad Bunny, who recently put out an insane album. All these artists that you're seeing develop into, like, they're leveling up. As artists,
they're finding their sound.
Yeah, like competition is like insane this year already. You know what I mean? So it's like, then you have Drake, who's still kind of giving you the same sound, who really doesn't do, you know, it's still the same thing. You see him kind of like in a plateau. And so I'm just wondering, you know, like, will we start to see more of this unique sound that we've been needing for quite some time? I think it's been like, 10 years of just plain Jane DJ Khaled. Like, why was DJ Khaled ever really like a song? Like, these are the people that ruined hip hop, low key. Like, the only thing he was able to do really was bring a bunch of people together. But no one fucks with DJ Khaled, bro. Like, he doesn't even make good music. He
just be like, DJ Khaled.
Right. Like, this shit is corny, bro.
I mean, he make the beats.
Yeah, but you know,
We're
ready to fucking feel something.
You think so? I feel like some people don't really care. And to answer your question, I personally feel like no, there has not been a shift. I think the industry is still going to keep doing what it's doing. I think the industry is still also going to continue to scam the artists that they sign and give deals to, because that is how they make their fucking coin. I also, again, they want to make a quick buck. You see that even with movies. Before, you used to have well thought out screenplays, right? You used to have these things fleshed out. Now, people just want to make something quick and get paid for it, or do remakes. Like, there's no original content anymore, as there was back in the 90s or the early 2000s, you know? And yeah, it takes longer, but we're in such a fast-paced environment now that, like, it seems like people don't want to wait anymore. Right. One, they want their money. They want the instant gratification. And that's just what happens when you are hopping on something that is trending, or when you have AI to do it for you now, or, you know, when you just have a remake. Like, there's just no original shit. People are just repurposing stuff. And I feel like, I don't think they're going to go back to talent. If you're talented, yes, that's a plus. But are they going to be looking only for talent like they used to be at one point? I don't think so. Because, I mean, Ice Spice is still very successful and still around. You know what I mean? Like, she's still doing her. Just because we haven't heard from her, that doesn't mean that doesn't take away from her success.
No, but numbers don't lie, and her last album flopped.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, she got booed off of the stage
because she came late.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Australia.
Like, people are frustrated with her fan base. She doesn't care about them. So it's like, you know, are they like, you know, are they really like, is she really successful? Like, yes, obviously she's better off because she has money from her previous stuff or whatever endeavors that she's done. But like, numbers wise, musically, is she really that successful? Like, you know, a lot of these companies, record labels, they upfront the money.
Yeah, but then she still has to, out of that money that they give her.
Yeah, she has to produce, and she has to get back.
Pay all of that.
Exactly.
So even if, like, for example, like, giving her, this is a small number, but $1 million, maybe she would have to pay like what, $800,000 out of that. So what are you really getting? You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's like, you know, and also another person who flopped recently. Well, they say she flopped. Cardi B. She came out with a new song, you know, with Partisan.
That's
Fonte.
Megan's ex.
Yeah.
I didn't know his full name was Partisan. I just know Party. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't even know he was in the industry. Yo.
Yeah, he played a big part in helping Cardi B, like, you know, Be Careful. That song.
Yeah.
That was him.
Me. I hate that song.
I love that
Everyone loves that song, but I used to hate that shit. Like the way her voice sounded on that shit. Me. I'd get mad. I'd get so mad. Like
that shit hit.
It'd be like neat. Like no, bitch, no.
He played a part in that, like, you know, and she's always given him his recognition on that. But she recently came out with a song and it didn't do numbers at all. It wasn't even.
What's
talked
the name
about.
of the song?
It's hold on.
I didn't even hear about it. Like usually the blogs would like post, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
These new artists, a new song, but I guess either she didn't pay for it or it's not good enough.
It's called Toot It Up.
Toot It Up?
Toot It Up. And again, it's one of those songs that are like
the same sound.
It's that, you know, catchy, fast, you know, cute song.
A quick buck
song. Sold Your Soul song.
Sold Your Soul.
You know, and it didn't do the numbers.
Right.
And I feel like, again, this goes back to what I feel like there's a shift. There's a shift in what people want. They're bored. They're tired. They see it. I feel like all of 2024 was the year of the truth, where you were seeing everything. True. Hollywood, the curtains being pulled back. Yep. Now, since we all see it for what it is, we want authenticity. Because you guys are fucking fake. Y'all are all evil. Y'all are all, you know, we see through it. So we're just tired of the bullshit. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, I mean, that's just what I'm feeling. I don't know how y'all feel. Maybe I'm bugging. But I feel like, again, numbers don't lie. And the fact that Cardi B, also, though, I do got to say, the last time we heard Cardi B, she's been teasing an album since 2018, Invasion of Privacy. Okay, so it's been 7 years.
Right? Did I do the math right? 6 years. You're good at math.
7 years now. Actually, 25. Yeah, 7 years. Like, you know, so maybe that also has to do with her fans being, like, dragged out, like, you know, long awaited. Now they don't care.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like no, I don't agree with that, because if you're really a good fucking artist, it don't matter how long it takes you to get that album out. Because once you get that shit out and announce it, look how long it took Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
And once he came back out, bro, it was up.
That's true. Kendrick too.
J. Cole too.
Yeah, J. Cole too.
That's what I'm saying. It really is about the artistry.
That's
and
true.
if you really care about the music, and I feel like a lot of the artists these days, these new people coming in that, you know, just go up quick, don't really care about the music.
Mm-hmm.
Ice Spice is not giving she cares about the music. Like, she seems cool. Like, she seems like a girl I would genuinely be cool with, you know? But I don't think she really give a fuck about the music. She just want to make her money and that's it. Mm-hmm. Like, you have artists like SZA, like, who genuinely care about music. Doechii, Kendrick. Like, Doechii is really giving Lauryn Hill mixed with Doja Cat, mixed with Schoolboy Q. Like, she just has that. And a little bit of Nicki Minaj, too, with the way her mannerisms is. But at the end of the day, Doechii is Doechii. Mm-hmm. Doechii is Doechii, not ever gonna compare her to anybody else, because she is Doechii and she is an individual within her own craft.
Even her old 2019 videos that are now resurfacing, you see the talent.
Yo, right.
It's insane.
Had talent.
Yeah, I was like, wow,
her
cool.
Her flow and like wordplay, like, y'all are sleeping if you think they just gave her a fucking sympathy award.
I know some people were thinking that she was like an industry plant.
Yo, I know. And I'm like, no, like, and that's the thing. Like, if you do the research on Doechii, like, she's been around. A lot of y'all heard her songs and didn't even know it was her. A lot of her shit was hits and y'all just didn't know who it was. She's been here, okay? She's just now getting her flowers, which I'm very glad.
Yeah, and then I know she like struggles with alcohol.
I know. So she's been sober. She's sober now, which is great. I'm happy. She's been sober for a bit. I don't remember the timeline. However, I just really hope like she doesn't relapse or like go out like all of your favorite artists that die of fucking drugs or some bullshit. Cause like she's really good. And that's like one of my biggest fears. Like I'm just like, oh, Doechii, please survive till you're like an older woman, please. Cause there's always the great artists that just go out young, yo. Pissed me off.
Yeah. I heard her talking about a little bit about just her sobriety and like how alcohol was no longer serving her purpose or something like that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. But I do know also, you know, speaking on Grammy recognition, Beyonce won Best Country Album of the Year.
Ooh, and you know, we've talked about Beyonce and country before.
Right.
If y'all haven't heard that episode, go check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. Because that's definitely here. That'll be linked in the description. But you know, this is gonna be an interesting take that a lot of people, I know there's a lot of you guys listening that probably think, you know, she deserved it. And then there are some listening, very few probably, that think she didn't deserve it. Me personally, I don't think she deserved it. I mean, you just started I just don't understand how you just start your country album. Now all of a sudden you win Best Country Album of the Year? Out of all of the country artists that have been doing country, it kind of does feel like somebody got robbed. It feels like that. And, you know, I'm not even people getting upset. Those people that are coming from a place of race that's very ignorant. Okay. I'm not even coming from that. I'm just coming from the place of like, you haven't even been in this genre. Yeah. Right. That is not what you do. Like, and you just came out with this and now all of a sudden you got it. Like, what? It's giving rigged. It's giving rigged.
I mean, for sure. And so I guess I have a few different concepts in my brain, so I really don't know how to feel about it because a part of me says, you know, Beyonce has been robbed before too.
Right.
You know, for her Renaissance album, she should have won.
Yeah.
You know, but she didn't, and she was robbed, literally.
Right.
So, okay, so yeah, she may have robbed somebody else, but she been deserved one. So, okay, that's one thought. Then the other thought is, well, Jay-Z was also crying about how his wife didn't win Album of the Year last year at the Grammys.
That's true.
So was Jay-Z crying and bitching until
like, did he have a part in this? Like, did he have a hand in this?
Right. So that's another part. Then there's the third thing that comes into my mind, and it's like, supposedly the Grammys, they did a diversity thing this year where they kind of switched up the boards on who's on the board and who's not, of the voting and how they voted and stuff like that. So
they did the DEI, bitch. That Trump is banning, bitch.
They did a little bit
of Trump, you banning that shit. You're gonna include that shit in the Grammys. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, bitch.
Right. So apparently, you know, so it's like, okay, well, maybe that also is a reason why that may have happened. So it could have been everything I'm saying all at once. You know, all those could be a big equation as to why.
Yeah.
But do I think she necessarily deserved it? It depends on what lens I'm looking at it from. Do I look at it from she's been in the industry this long and never won that Grammy? So technically as an artist, she does deserve it. Yeah. Did she deserve the country one? Not really.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like, yes, of course, Beyonce deserved that shit. But a fucking country album? I think for me.
Right.
You know, a lot of people are only going to look at this from their own biases right now. They're just going to be like, fuck it. She been country. Fuck it. It's up for the black people. Fuck it. That's great. That's great. However, let's really sit back and think about this. Do you really think she deserved country, the best country album of the year? Do you honestly, truly believe that? And if you do you even listen to country music?
Valid.
Or are you only a fan of Beyonce? Because these are the two questions that I need to know. So if you want to clock me and give your reasoning, you need to have the answers that back it up. Do you listen to country music? What is your experience? Do you have a vast experience in listening to country music? Are you a country person? Okay? Because I need to know, do you really think she qualified to win that award? Because I feel like real country listeners will say, no, she did not. But if you're just a fan of Beyonce, you're going to say she did because it's Beyonce. You know, you're gonna be like, yeah, Beyonce, fuck it, black people up, yeah, she been robbed, yeah. Okay, get all that shit out the way, get all the emotions out the way, and let's stick to the facts. I don't think she fucking deserved that shit. I'm not gonna lie. It was a great album. It was, but best fucking album? No, bitch. No. She even looked surprised.
Yeah, she did.
She even looked shocked. Especially,
she was like...
That's literally how she looked. I was like, she knew. I feel like she knew she ain't deserved that damn one.
Yeah.
She knew she didn't. She knew she didn't.
Yo, the way she looked, she knew she didn't either. Yo,
she started robot dancing and shit. Like,
yo.
She knew she didn't. Like, what are we talking about?
So yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. There was a really cool moment where I think it was Lady Gaga, Chappelle Roan, and Shakira. All three of them. I know Shakira spoke on the immigrant situation and basically was like, shout out to the immigrants, which I thought was pretty cool because in a time where politics and, you know, whatever's going on in the real world is a little chaotic, you know, it's nice to see that there were artists speaking up because also Lady Gaga said something to shout out to the trans people that they still have a voice basically because of what's happening with the president. And, you know, a lot of the, I guess, opportunities are being stripped away from them. So it was really nice because Lady Gaga has always been about the LGBTQ. And it was nice, again, like I said, because I feel like, you know, we're not here to talk about politics, but I feel like it's important to remember that, you know, we're human. Right. And it's sad to see that there are groups that are being targeted at the end of the day. You know, it's not nice. And I'm sure as a person in that community it must feel scary. You know what I mean? Like scary. So I remember back in the day when I was like young, before I came out or when I just came out or whatever, Lady Gaga being such an important role in the community in general in my life. So it's cool.
You like Lady Gaga like that?
Oh, I love Lady Gaga.
I loved her too since when?
That was my bitch.
That was my bitch. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's nice, you know, because again, these communities feel small and feel like they've been shunned out. So to have these artists use their platform to recognize them, it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I wasn't expecting any of that.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like the Grammys was just like wholesome but petty AF at the same time. Like, it was just like, F you, Trump, like, without saying it.
That's how it
like,
felt.
Y'all really...
Like, they
Trump
really
about to shut down the Grammys now.
He said, how dare you give Beyonce the country?
Trump about
take
to
your
shut
ass
down
to
the
Mar-a-Lago. We're going to Mar-a-Lago. Fuck this.
Bro, that shit was funny, yo.
Yeah.
Trump coming for the Grammys next, bro. We about to ban that shit. Yo, that's crazy.
You stupid.
OD.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean,
yo, wait. Can we just talk about how all of these award shows have been just so petty and messy back to back? You had the Oscars with fucking Will Smith talk about keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Yo.
And now you got this shit. It's just getting crazy. They about to be like, let's make the Oscars white again.
Yeah.
Let's make the Grammys white again. Let's take it back. This is not it. This is not it. Beyonce getting the country album of the year? No. Not in my eyes. No.
Will Smith don't know how to act.
Not over my dead body.
You stupid, yo.
Because that's what they want.
That's funny.
Even with the Super Bowl, they were so mad. They were like, who are these people of color? Like, they were so mad.
Yo, you stupid.
Well, that's all, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that pretty much wraps it up.
That pretty much wraps it up. I mean, definitely, if you guys have any comments or if you have more updates on certain things that we talked about and didn't elaborate on, definitely feel free to comment those below.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think. Tell us all of your tea that you got on your end.
Let us know if you want us to deep dive on any of these conversations, because I feel like all these things that we talked about, there's just so much deeper to get into. So if you're curious to, talk about certain things. Let us know what you want to hear,
For sure. And definitely tell us where you're from. We love to know where you guys are from. We like to shout out to the Petty Posse.
Yeah, for real. And also, guys, we hit 1,000 subscribers. My goodness. Shout out to y'all.
No, for real. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all.
For
Because,
real.
like, again, shout out to us too. Because we and shout out to you because you really hold the heavy weight of this company on your shoulders. But shout out to y'all because y'all bring the energy, the conversation. And y'all show up and y'all show love. And you know what? We appreciate
show up
that.
every week. You show up back every fucking week.
Yeah.
I love
it's
that.
Crazy to see sometimes when we're a little behind, we'll upload the audio before the visual. And then, we already have
people listening.
Like we just hit 20,000 downloads.
20,000 downloads. Really?
On Spotify. On all audio platforms.
On all of it.
Yes.
Like, it's fucking wild.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So 2025 is going to be up. So please subscribe, share, like, comment, because, it helps us all out. It's free $99.
$3.99.
And, we here to just level up the podcast and, level up the conversation, the production. And we
100%.
can't do that without you guys. So.
Oh, I love that. Shout out to the Petty Posse.
For real.
Yeah. Did we just do it at the same time?
No, I copied you.
Oh.
I saw
Why
you.
you mirroring me, like, stealing my thunder, like.
Whatever.
But yeah, so where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. That's JESSI.strange. And where can they find you, Tiana?
You guys can find me on Instagram at randommania1. You guys can find us on Instagram at
The Petty Headquarters.
You guys can find us on all podcast platforms at
The Petty Headquarters.
And you guys can find us on YouTube at
The Petty Headquarters.
Great. We release episodes every Tuesday at 4
p.m.
o'clock. Okay. So, yes, you can find us. It's very simple. The Petty Headquarters on everything. All right. And with that being said,
this was your weekly dose of mess.